Today we're going to talk about perfect fit push rods and how I get them perfect. We like perfect. So the first thing you want to do is you want to obviously make the push rods. Make sure that the bell crank is centered, meaning that it's perpendicular to the line of pull, the throw, and get the flaps at 0. So that's 0. That way you get equal turns inside and out. I drew a center line from the datum, which in this case is 1 3/8, and I've pinned these flaps so that they can't move on that line that I marked, and I've affixed my stabilizer with a couple of sticks so that it's 0. I just use tongue depressors. Hey, Marcel. And now I'm going to have to, this is going to be a short video because I'm not going to be able to mess with this thing once I get this set up. I'm going to take and I've got a cutoff wheel on this Dremel. And we're going to narf up the push rod. And for those of you pro stunt guys who say, you can't do that, I've been doing this for years. And it works perfect. So the push rod, I don't know if you can see it, has little narf joints in it. Just little marks all the way around it. That's to hold the JB weld. I did have to cut off the top of my formers so that I could swing the push rod out. There just wasn't enough room to work in there. But that's not a big deal. We'll put a 1/4 inch, 1/16 inch stick once I get it back together from side to side to keep it from pushing together. Not a problem. Now we need some JB weld. This morning I went to Walmart and bought some more popsicle sticks and a tennis ball for my maul stick. Because you got to have that. These wooden craft sticks are 97 cents for 50, so that's ½ cent a piece. The ones that she got me were tongue depressors, and they're probably $6 for 40. So we'll get a tongue depressor out of here, or a popsicle stick. I was going to use this method, but I couldn't get it to turn down. So we'll just wait till this dries, then I'll wrap this push rod with Kevlar thread, which I got more coming today. It'll be here anytime. And this won't be a long video because, like I say, I can't do nothing on the airplane until this dries. Sometime this afternoon we'll come back on. I mean, I guess I could set this aside and make up the turtleneck skin. What's up? I saw Esteban Herrera at Walmart. Yeah. It's really weird to be walking in the crowd to hear Stunhanger or Sparky. Know who the hell you are. Famous or infamous one. Get my soldering gun away. I soldered that all together prior to this little mess. Stay bright. There's the JB Weld. First time I run across this JB Weld stuff, a longtime friend of mine, he's passed away, but was about, it's got to be 40 years ago. I had this 1936 VL flathead Harley Davidson, and I was going around looking for valves for it. Couldn't, you know, a valve's a valve. It doesn't matter. It doesn't know what it's in. A valve is a valve. It doesn't have to be Harley. It doesn't have to be Chevrolet or whatever. A valve is a valve as long as it has the right specs. 3/8 stem, 222 or whatever the hell the diameter of the head was. So we found these valves in this auto shop or auto parts store in Indio, California. And Tommy and I were standing at the bench, and they got one of them crank things that shows the oil going up and down and all that. And they had two valves glued together, head to head, and they were at an angle. So they had about a 1/4 inch of JB Weld at the top and about an 1/8 inch at the bottom. And the guy said that he would give me the valves that I wanted for my Harley if I could break that. So they're glued head to head. They got the stem sticking out this way. And so I grab it and I'm trying to break it. And Tommy grabs the other side or grabs it and he tries to break it. Then he grabs one side and there ain't no way we could break that. This stuff has been around a while and this stuff is really good. Really good. If you got some plastic that no glue will stick to, or you want to glue on a body panel on your car or whatever, and you don't want it to come off, use this stuff. Okay. And mix it, and when you think you got it mixed, mix it again. Got to be uniform gray, like primer gray. Because you got plenty of work time. I should have done this last night. I just, if you have to make a beam out of balsa, what's the procedure? Just cut it out of sheet and build it up? Well, as soon as I get this stirred up here, I'll show you. I would suggest that you try to find a piece of lath, though, because the balsa beam is heavier. I have several beams that I made Okay, here is 4 beams. 4 beams that I tried to make. This first one is 3/8 balsa. So it's made in 2 halves. The beam is right in the center, tapered out this way, and you put a straight line on it. And join it with, this one's joined with 16th inch plywood with the popsicle sticks on top and the 7-ply aircraft plywood caps top and bottom, so it's got triplers on it. This is pretty heavy. I mean, then there's this one made out of 1/4 inch beam, 1/4 inch balsa. That's the same way without a cap on it. This would work, but for some reason it's not straight. It took a turn, I guess. So I didn't use it. But that would work. And then this one is this is a 1/4 inch beam. It has a carbon toe on top of it. You see on the laid into it. And then I put a piece of basswood behind it as the stiffener in the center. This is not a good idea. That's why I stopped doing this one. I had to throw these things out, except for these tutorial type things. This one here would have probably worked. It was a 64th plywood in the center with the doublers and triplers on it. Got it bent here. I've been leaning against the wall. I'll have to straighten that, but it would probably work. And but it's too long, so I could cut some of that off. So basically, you could make them out of balsa. If you look on my channel for the I-beam Billy Warwich tape, he explains how to make a beam for an Aries. It works, it's just not as light. So that's entirely up to you. I think after I get the after Tom's video runs for a month, I'll make the Billy Warwich beam wing video featured again, so you guys easy to find it. You want to try to pack this thing in here. Kind of like packing a bearing. Okay. Then I have a small ball driver that I use. It's in there because it's mushing out. And make sure to get plenty of grip on this thing. And after this dries up, I'll wrap it with Kevlar thread. but I gotta get it glued together first. Now the messy part. Get a paper towel here. Do you have to do it this way? No, you can do it any way you want. This work has worked for me for forever. Okay. Get this shit off my hand so I don't transfer it over to the wood. There we go. I guess I'll show you how to make a beam out of balsa on a video. Another one. We'll see if we can't come up with a beam that's relatively light, but my suggestion is you find some clear white pine. Now we're just going to pin this here because I want to get that back up. That's it. That's as easy as that. And just let it dry, and then come back, and we're going to pick that up out of there and wrap up the thread around the push rod, because I didn't end up with the. Let's look at it this way. Shoot, that's the first time I bumped the ceiling. So let's put a little bit extra on that. I'll get the camera here and show you what it looks like. Just remember when you're trying to do this, try to make everything perfect. I know you can't be perfect, but try. Might lose the camera here when I move this cord. No, it didn't. And that's what it looks like in there. And when this dries, I'll pick it up and I'll wrap that Kevlar thread around the end of that push rod and put some epoxy on it so that the push rod doesn't split. But that's basically it. I mean, it's pretty darn simple. All this stuff is really simple if you think about it. So I better turn that back over. So my airplane will be together here today. Let me set this off. We'll make a skin. We'll make a couple skins. Of course, I think I'm going to redo the mold for the bottom. I want to make a more permanent mold than what I had before. Oh. Pretty close. Pretty close. It'll be fine. Let me set this off and we'll clean up the bench and make a top buck mold, and then we'll steam it, bend it up. Got to do something while this dries. That whole rigmarole you just saw there weighs 19 ounces. But by the time I get all the crap on, it'll be 25 ounces. We got some extra flaps here. I remade these flaps, my hinges. It's gonna take a minute to clean this crap up. I'm just gonna plow forward. I'm waiting on John. He's making me some prop extensions. I guess I'll rob it out of my tucker so I can do the nose on this. Three-quarters of an inch is three-quarters of an inch, so it don't much matter. Amazing the amount of shit I get on the bench. Oh, this is not good. So what do you guys think of that method of making the push rods perfect? Do you think it works? Works every time. And that's pretty important. If your flaps are late or lazy, you get all kind of goofy turns. fingernail file, machinist scale. Oh, we're gonna have to clean this up. Get all over it again. Wonder how many airplanes I built on this piece of glass. Quite a few. Quite a few. Get you one of these boxes for your bits. Doesn't mean anything because usually I've got them thrown all over the place. Hell, I already had these damn hinges made here. Shit. Okay. Alrighty. Any questions, guys, on them flaps? I know you guys know how to do it. At least you should by now. By the way, I kind of half-assed got that to work last night, but this didn't fit my push rod. It fit the small push rod, but I got the big one in that one. It goes on like that. And the big one that I tried, it didn't work. For some reason. I got to talk to John about that. Now this here, you think, well, throw it out. No, don't throw it out. Set it aside so that you can tell when it's dry so you can handle your airplane. And let me throw these in the box. So I built all that. What is the date today? The 19th? 20 days. No, it's the 15th. I built all that in 16 days, 2 weeks. So there's absolutely no excuse why you guys can't build an airplane in a year. So I got no room. Well, I didn't have no room in Dayton either. But I did it. It's all desire. Get the tools over here, and then we'll clean up the bench, and I'll lay out this. I'm gonna lay out this buck for molding. Yep, job's about done. All the tools are out. Get rid of this. It goes back in here. Yeah, I'll do a balsa beam video. Show you guys how to make one out of balsa. I've made a bunch of them, but they're never light enough for my liking. I mean, you can do it. Billy shows how to do it. Let's save this piece of wood. This is a good piece of wood for filler. It's 3-pound wood. Now, before you start making skins, make sure your bench is 100% clean. I mean, there's a bunch of buggers on here we got to get off, or else it'll skin up them skins on the outside. And that's a disaster. We don't need those. Now, I normally try to glue 2 16th pieces together, but we're going to make ours out of 3/32 instead, because I think it'll be lighter. I'll get the lightest piece of 3/32 I got. Hopefully I got some 4-pound left. I don't want to carry around any extra glue. It'll be a little flimsy, but as long as one of my helpers didn't put their fingers through it, it'll be fine. Could not believe Jerry put his finger through my leading edge, his thumb through my leading edge in Huntersville. You got to have a death grip on these things, fellas. Let's see, we got 35 minutes in. Maybe I ought to just clean the mess up and come back. Or do you guys want to wait? Let me know. Do you want to wait while I do this? Because I got to have a clean bench for this next step. I can sign off and come back. Yeah, burning time. I ought to do that. I'll sign off and come back. Yeah, it's gonna take me half an hour probably to clean this stuff up. I got to get it all clean. I'll show you how to mold this up. Show you how to make a buck too, because I need to make a buck for the bottom. All right, the airplane's going to have to sit for 5-6 hours before I can work on it. So I got plenty of time to clean this bench up, and we'll make up these skins. We'll mold this up. We're using the new steam box. Plus, I'll make a bottom mold that's better. I got a bottom mold, but I'm not real happy with it. I'm going to use this blue foam here. This is just insulation. We'll glue to a piece of balsa wood. That's the right shape, and I'll sand this and make a huge mess. And then hot wire the stations in it. If I can find all my hot wire stuff. Or I can saw them in, whatever. All right, I'm going to do that. I am going to sign off, clean the mess up. I'll be back later on this afternoon. We'll say 5 o'clock. That way it'll give me a chance to get organized. And we'll build some skins. Turtleneck and bottom block, or bottom skin. That should be good. All right, everybody, as always, those likes really help a lot. What happens with the likes, more than the subscriptions, is if you give it a like, these videos will be shown to other people, and other people will see it and go, hey, maybe I want to learn how to do this. So if anything else, make sure you give that thumbs up. Super important. Everything helps, the metrics, the super chats, the thumbs up, the subscriptions, the mentions, the comments. You know, if you leave a comment for me, all those things help Google's algorithm or whatever to promote this channel to other sources. We did real good for a while. I guess you guys were, you know, commenting and liking. I can go back and show you my metrics. We did real good beginning of last month, and all of a sudden just went down the toilet. It's went to crap right now. I don't know what it is. You know, maybe I need to do another short or something. I just don't have anything funny to say or stupid to do. I mean, I'm not jumping off a building or lighting myself on fire or anything like that. So it's not real appeasement, appealing to a lot of people, but this is boring stuff. But anybody that does this stuff, it's interesting too. You know, I watch hundreds of hours of Windy. I watch hundreds of hours of Hunt, and get all you can get, because the information's out there. You just got to look for it. All right, I'll be back. Let's say 5 o'clock. So we'll see you then. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.